Hello and welcome to the Digital Zone. So today we're joined by Minister Nigel Clarke, Minister of Finance and Public Service of Jamaica. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So Minister, you come from Jamaica, and Jamaica we know is an island country in the Caribbean, which is one of the areas most affected by these more frequent and more damaging hurricanes. So we would like to hear more about what you are doing in Jamaica to prepare for this growing vulnerability.
Yes, thank you for that question, Felipe. Jamaica indeed exists in a climatic zone that's vulnerable to tropical cyclones, hurricanes, and excess rainfall. And what our experience has shown is that these have a fiscal impact, a severe fiscal impact. And as a result, Jamaica has developed a complete multi-layered strategy to increase the capacity of the government to respond fiscally to the challenges posed by natural disasters. And this multi-layered strategy is embedded in our national natural disaster risk financing policy, which itself draws upon principles of risk retention, risk transfer, and seeks to diversify the sources of funding in the event of a natural disaster. We don't want to put all of our eggs in a single basket. At its founding layer, the strategy has us making annual provisions in our national budget for frequently occurring low impact events such as drought or excess rainfall. The next layer, we have a natural disaster fund, which we capitalized a few years ago and which we periodically top up to provide resources that are domestically located in Jamaica that we can draw on in the event of a natural disaster. The layer above that, we have a credit contingent claim with the Inter-American Development Bank that we can draw on within days of a natural disaster. And then we have parametric insurance as the fourth layer with the Caribbean Catastrophe Reinsurance Facility. And the fifth layer, which we are very proud of, we became the first small island country in the world to independently sponsor a catastrophe bond with the assistance of the World Bank, the technical assistance of the World Bank. And that is an instrument, a capital market instrument that pays out in the event of a natural disaster. And it is based on observable parameters. And I can get more into the details of that product. But that multi-layered strategy gives us diverse sources of funding and provides resources in layers to help Jamaica recover from the impact of a natural disaster. And in fact, our policy is geared towards what we call the 3 R's, to not only to respond, to recover, and to rebuild. And that is the approach that we have taken.
Thank you. Minister, we are here in Marrakesh at the annual meetings, and what we're discussing here is this evolution of the World Bank, meaning changes, improvements, reforms of the World Bank so the World Bank can be more useful to countries like Jamaica. So aside from the catastrophe bond, which I know has been a very innovative product, what else do you think the World Bank can do and should do to evolve to help countries like yours?
Yeah, I think the World Bank is represents an unparalleled source of expertise, experience, and technical resources, in addition to the financial resources that it entails. The World Bank is much more than a bank. It's much more than an institution that lends money. The World Bank enables development. And we have found the World Bank to be an excellent partner in this phase of Jamaica's development, where we're seeking to leverage the gains of hard-earned macroeconomic stability and translate these into improved public services and to achieve development outcomes. We've been able to benefit from technical advice from the World Bank with the catastrophe bond. We've been able to leverage the balance sheet of the World Bank, with not a dollar of financial, physical resources. However, by having the World Bank act as an intermediary, we leverage their AAA credit rating to make the catastrophe bond more affordable. We've also worked very closely with the private sector arm of the World Bank and are working to develop a pipeline of public-private partnerships where we can crowd in private sector investment to help finance the monumental and significant infrastructure needs of Jamaica. These are transactions that have to be structured, and the better they're structured, the more successful they'll be. And we can't think of a better partner to help us structure these transactions in a way that can attract best-in-class investors from around the world. And that is something that we are very pleased to work on. We're also working with the World Bank on a tool of developmental objectives. As far as education is concerned, we are keen on transitioning to an education system that makes more recognition and use of the opportunities offered by the STEM revolution. And we're working closely to revise curricula, to build new schools so that the vision of the Prime Minister for a STEM-ready population is achieved. Working World Bank on social protection to ensure that our social protection framework meets the needs of Jamaica, that the gaps in the existing framework are covered. We're working with the World Bank as well on our development of infrastructure on our waterfront to ensure that we can engage in the kind of urban revival that is consistent with an energetic population, and where the fruits and dividends of economic stability are returned to the people in the form of public spaces that they can use and enjoy. And an investment in the public investment in the waterfront in Jamaica will have the impact of stimulating and catalyzing further private sector investment in that space, and many other areas that we're working with them on. I could speak for much longer on that.
Minister, thank you so very much, and thank you all for joining us.